This video is sponsored by Shopify. More on them later. Maybe you're looking for something for yourself, or maybe you're looking for something for a significant other. In this video, I'm going to run through 20 items that I've tested throughout this year, all of which are going to be less than $100. Some of them starting at about $25, all the way up to the $99 mark. All of these things are things that I've tested throughout these years, and they're the kind of best of in each category, at least according to me. EDC is a very personal thing, but all of these things are things that I've loved in this year and can stand over. Also, I've scoured the internet, I've reached out to brands, so if you're looking for the best deal, go into the description and you'll find the links for each of these products there. Okay then, let's get started. How's it going, folks? My name's Marcus. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here on this channel, I like to talk about technology, EDC, and anything that can help me live a happier, balanced, more productive life. And today, I'm kind of doing a roundup of some of the best things that I've used in 2024, all under $100. So first and foremost on the list is a fantastic piece of art that I picked up recently, and this is created by Grid. Grid create these deconstructed iconic items. You can get iPhones, Game Boys, Nintendos. You can even get some action figures from the 80s, but I absolutely love this. And when I saw that they had the iPhone 3G that's deconstructed, for $99 on their website. The prices vary, and I think that, you know, coming into Black Friday and up to Christmas time sales, you'll be able to get some really great bargains on here. Now, I actually really wanted the original iPhone, the first iPhone that came out, but when you look at that one, it is quite expensive. It's like $300 or $400. But the 3G model, which was actually the first iPhone I bought, I did have a Gen 1 iPhone, which was handed down to me from my sister, but the first one I bought myself was the 3G. So having the 3G model on my wall is really kind of iconic for me and something that I really wanted to jump into. So I bought this. I've had it on my wall for the last couple of weeks, and I absolutely love it. It's a conversation starter. It's a real piece that people really enjoy when they come in. They ask questions about it, and it's just a real piece of history that's been broken down here. It's also a nice way to remember these things. These would have ended up in trash. These would be deconstructed, taken apart, and just, end up in the underground somewhere. So to be able to recondition these things, I really like that. I feel like it's kind of a good thing to do. It's nice to create a piece of art about this, and you get to be retro and think about, the way technology was before. Moving on from that, I'm going to move on to fanny packs, or bum bags as we call them in Europe. And the one that I'm liking at the moment, this is called the Tom Tok, and it's the 1.5 litre. I think it's called an Aviator. It is. It's the 1.5 litre Aviator. The thing I like about it so much is it's so small. These come in various sizes. You get 1.5 litre, 2.5 litre, and 3.5 litre. This is the smallest one. But given the size of it, it really packs a punch in terms of its organization around what you can fit. I've still got some band-aids in this one. I use this as kind of a dad pack. This is my always packed by the front door with stuff for if we're just going out. Like recently we went out to a roller skating rink with my kids, and I brought this. I knew I'd have some band-aids and hand sanitizer and the kind of things you need as a dad when you got young kids. They're out of diapers, but in that in-between stage where they still need a lot of stuff. And this is perfect for that. I think it's intended for bringing on flights, and for me it's kind of too small for that, because I do like to bring a little bit more. As you know, maybe you've seen my Belroy video here on the things I like to bring on a flight. But here, for just being a day pack, it's perfect for me. In the front pouch, it's got this little lanyard thing, which you can clip your keys to if you want to stick it in there. It does have an RFID blocker in here if you do want to stick your wallet in here. I use this front zipped pouch. I'm a glasses wearer, and I keep a pair of spare glasses or sunglasses in this front pouch. It's separated, so it keeps them from getting scratched up and broken. I like it for that. In the main pouch, you can put things like sunscreen. I put in small camera tripods if I was going to be recording videos with my phone as well. They stick in there nicely. And in the back pouch, whatever you need to stick in the back pouch, I typically put in a notebook. I'll be talking about it later in the video, a small notebook that I bring everywhere with me as well. And then you have this whole back pouch here as well. So really, for the size of it, it packs a punch. It does have a quick release snap connector here. I don't love the quick releases on crossbody slings just because it's easier to steal them. Someone can just clip it off and run away with it. I would prefer it didn't have this. But given that I don't have like crazy valuable stuff in here, honestly, it's kind of the perfect day dad bag for bringing stuff around with you. This retails, it's not super expensive, it's like $36, so it's an easy punt. If you're not certain if it's going to be someone if maybe you're someone who's like not worn fanny packs before or bum bags, or you're wondering about having a crossbody sling, it's an easy one to try. Tom Tok's a reputable brand, high quality and not super expensive. The next one is something different. I have a lot of tools. I've never actually done a tour of my garage, but I like to work on old motorcycles. It's one of the, I have many hobbies, but one of the things I like to do is take apart and put back together again vintage motorcycles, specifically BMW Airhead motorcycles. In fact, my first failed attempt at a YouTube channel was Mont Moto. There's still some videos up there from several years ago when I was repairing motorcycles, but I digress. So I am a big fan of tools and I spend a lot of money on tools. Something I came across recently though, and I definitely recommend if you're trying to get someone for someone significant in your life, this is the Wera Tool Check Plus. They're about $75. They fluctuate in price. You can get them in sales, things like that. This is the ultimate in just stick it in your bag. I have a little small tool bag that I bring around the house with me for doing odd jobs. It's always ready to do like 70% of things like changing outlets, replacing light bulbs, things like that. And having this in here makes it me really capable. It's got a very tiny little ratchet in it, which does most jobs. It gets into small little places. It's got a screwdriver, a very small screwdriver where you can put an extender bit onto the end of it. And it's got all of these tools, which I really like, which pop out. It's got this tool tray, with kind of almost everything you'd need. It's got like hex bits, it's got flatheads, Phillips, it's got all the different screwdrivers that you would want on there. And it locks up nicely. And it also has some of the smaller, most commonly used, and I've gone for a metric version socket set. So it's got, the most common one being 10mm. So this is really good. It gets me through, like I said, 70 to 80% of the jobs that I need to do in the house that require something like this. More recently, I've used it to put together like a new bed for one of my kids where I need to get in closely into it. It's just that thing that you don't need to go down to the garage to get another tool. You've got some decent access. So if you've got someone in your life who loves tools, I promise you won't go wrong with this. If you're not sure, get them this. Wera's a very reputable brand. They're fantastic. So really great kit. And I'm glad I added it to my kit, even though I have an extensive garage with all of the, every single tool you could want. Having this in my kind of everyday go bag has been invaluable. Building up an EDC collection takes time, research, and a lot of passion. I mean, every item on this list has earned its place because it fits a specific need or just brings that extra bit of joy every day. And it's the same idea when building something meaningful in your life, whether that's passion project, side hustle, or even your own business. That's where Shopify comes in. Shopify offers a suite of features designed to help you build and grow your online store. With their customizable storefronts, you can create a website that reflects your brand's unique style without needing any coding skills. Their integrated payment processing system, Shopify Payments, allows you to accept all major payment methods securely and efficiently. Plus, with access to over 10,000 apps in the Shopify App Store, you can add functionalities tailored to your specific business needs, from marketing tools to inventory management. If you've ever thought about sharing your passion with the world, whether it's custom gear, art, or any unique product, Shopify provides the tools to make it happen. There's a link in the description, shopify.com/Marcus O'Brien, where you can start your journey today. Let Shopify handle the heavy lifting for you so you can focus on the things that matter most. Who knows, one day you might even be sharing your own top 20 with the world. That's shopify.com/Marcus O'Brien. Back to the video. Moving on from that, let's talk about pocket knives. So last year I really annoyed everybody when I talked about the James brand. James brand, this is a pocket knife that I like. It's the James brand Redline. It's $99, so right on the edge of what we're allowed to spend in our budget here. I like it because it's quite a playful knife. I like the colors. You can get it in black. There's lots of different colors on the website you can get it on. But this is kind of a playful knife, and I would say it's for someone, if you want someone who doesn't want something too intimidating, it's a nice size. It's quite small. It's a very versatile blade because it's a drop point blade, but it also has a serrated edge on it as well. So great for cutting rope and string, as well as opening Amazon boxes or whatever you do with these little pocket knives. It's got a nice action on it. You can open it nicely, nice and smooth, and it closes nicely as well. Very, very nice little knife, and super playful. So not like really intimidating. I don't think people will get afraid of this if you kind of pull it out of your pocket. Deep carry pocket clip, and James is a reputable brand. I really like them. But when we're talking about my favorite knife this year, and this is the knife of the year for me. Now, just to give some context, I spent way too much money on knives this year. I think the most expensive knife I bought was like $800, embarrassed to say, but I do have some really, really nice pocket knives, and I love pocket knives. But the knife of the year for me, and the one that I've carried the most, is this Vosteed Corgi. In fact, the one I carried the most was not this one, was a different one, was a drop point Vosteed Corgi. And you can see from the blade that this has really, really had some good use this year. But I love these knives. So basically, it's got my favorite open mechanism. So it's got a backflip open. It's Vosteed. It's called, like I said, it's called the Corgi, and it's got 14 C28N steel, which is a reasonably good steel. It's not, it's not going to be your best steel, and you're not going to get the best steel on a knife that retails for $59, but the design is gorgeous. I'm an absolute sucker for my Carta scales. My Carta is my favorite. It's got a deep carry pocket clip, again my favorite kind of pocket clip, and it's got an absolutely fantastic open and close action. As soon as I press this button, it closes back down again. It just flips beautifully and closes beautifully. So this is the drop point version, again the one that I used most this year because it was my introduction and the first one that I saw. But Vosteed also do my favorite type of blade, which is, this is kind of a mix between a tanto and a sheep's foot. I guess it's a tanto, but it's this is my favorite blade shape for a knife, and this is something that they sent to me. Vosteed did send these to me for free, just to be clear, but I would buy these with my own money. In fact, I think I did. I bought a red one. I did buy one of these with my own money because I'm such a big fan of them. So I can really stand over this. If even this is slightly too big a blade for you, or you're worried that, maybe it's your first knife or something that you're not sure about, they do make something called the Corgi Pup, which is ever so slightly smaller, and this is the drop point version of the Corgi Pup. Again, $59. Great little knife. Just in terms of side by side, it's it's a much smaller little knife. Not intimidating. Definitely in the box opener category. Nice little knife, and really stand over the quality of those. I've been using those all year, and they're my knife of the year. Let's move on to key organizers. So I'm a big fan of keeping your keys organized and being really systematic about the keys you carry with you and how you carry them. In fact, I created a whole video on them here. But if you just want a brief summary, I'm a big fan of these Orbit key organizers. They retail for about $45. This one is a Star Wars version. It's in orange, and I've got my keys on it here. But this absolutely fantastic little thing. I've got probably 4 or 5 of these. I use them for our spare house keys. I've got one that I use for if I'm wearing a suit and I want to have quality keys, and then I just have my regular keychain for day to day in and out of things. So really nice premium experience. Leather fold over, stops keys from jingling, keeps them nice and quiet in your pocket. There's no jingle to that, and I like them. You can really stand over that. Great little product. Okay, let's switch it up a bit. Let's talk about Holme Hadfield. So this is called the Curator from Holme Hadfield. So I recently did a giveaway from them where I partnered with them to give for 85,000 subscribers to give away their most expensive one, which is called the Armada. I named it the wrong thing the entire way through the video, so I won't get this one wrong. This is called the Curator. Now the Curator is nice because it holds 5 different watches on it. It's got a glass top box, not glass, perspex top box for taking the watches in and out, and it's got a great spot for putting, what I use it for is putting all my writing instruments, the pens that I'm currently using, because I keep it over on my stand here next to my writing desk. So when I'm deciding which watch I want to wear, or if I'm pulling out the pens that I want, this is what I'm currently using. They do have something called the Curator Pro, which comes with a leather top, and in fact it's got a hinged lid on it, and it's about $10 more. So this retails for about $120. It's down to $85, and you'll get the link in the description will have some sales for you as well. I would spend the extra $10 and get the lid with the leather because I think it's just a much more premium experience. But the quality of goods that come from Holme Hadfield, I've been really impressed with them. I've actually got 3 of them in the house here, different type ones. One next to my nightstand that has my kind of premium watches where I put my, whatever pocket knife and keys and things in while I'm sleeping. Then I have this one down here for all the additional stuff for my writing instruments. And I don't know if you can see in the background just here, I've got the one, the Armada, where I keep all of my pocket knives at the moment. So really great, fantastic quality, and a range of different prices if you're looking for something for somebody who has a lot of EDC already. A great way to store it. Okay, let's move on to wallets, and I actually have a couple of different types of wallets to talk to you about today. The first one up is a unique one that I bet you haven't seen before. This is called Carved. So each of these wallets, I'm certain you haven't seen this exact one because every single wallet they make is made by an artist, and they're all unique. So they create these, they're made of wood and resin and different materials. They come in lots of different colors, and you literally buy your exact wallet from the website. They've got photos of each individual wallet. Now these are not crazy expensive. They're $59 $50 on average. Some of them I think sometimes go up to $100, but all within our price threshold here. This one I've used for a little while now. All of the wallets I use, I'm a front right pocket person in terms of my wallet, so they all must be front pocketable in terms of the types of wallets that I assess, and this one really is. This one is super minimal. You just put some cards in. There's a rubber band here where you can put some cash to keep it as well. It's easy to push the cards in and out from this spot here, and it's really nice. I'm not a big fan of having the rigidity of this in my front pocket because I am a front pocket wearer, but it's a really beautiful piece, and for the quality in terms of how it's made, how it stood up over time. I did carry this for a couple of weeks, so I can stand over it. You can see from the rubber band it has been used. Great little wallet, and within the price range here. But in terms of my wallet of the year, the reason I'm kind of reluctant to include this here, but because it's actually really hard to buy these, this one is called the Dillinger. It's made by Speakeasy Leather, a guy Rob over there. He's kind of it's a small business that he runs, although he has sold thousands of these wallets this year. He sent me one of these early this year, and it's been the wallet I've carried every day this year. So I really like it. Super basic wallet. You open it up, there's a spot to put all your cards in. Cash fits in at the back. You can fit band-aids in there as well. Satisfying little clip. In fact, all of my pants now have a little indentation from where these two bullets, from where these two little clasps go. But it's just, it's mine. When it came as soft leather, but I've broken it in over time, and this is my wallet. It's an absolute beaut. I'm actually just changing away from this wallet now because I want to try a new wallet for 2025. But this is the wallet I've had in my pocket every day this year. I can't believe the price of these. These are only $70. And they're customizable, so you can pick what color buttons, what color stitching, in fact which leather and which color leather you have. So entirely customizable, although it takes ages. It takes about 12 weeks to get these because he's inundated with orders. So I was reluctant to put it in this video purely because it's going to be hard to buy these in time for kind of a gift guide for maybe Christmas or for that special person. But in terms of quality, it's number one. It's been a fantastic wallet for me this year. But if you can't get one of those and you do want a front pocket wallet, another one that I wore for a long time is this Bellroy. This is the Bellroy Apex Slim. This one breaks the bank a little bit. It's at $129. You can get it on sale, and there will be a discount in the description below. But this is a really high quality wallet, and I like it a lot because it's got this two-tone, this kind of blue outside. When you pop it open, when there's cards in it, this is empty. It's got this brown inside. It's got this little pull sleeve for pulling cards out from the outside. I was able to keep cash and band-aids in one slot, IDs on one side, some credit cards on the other. Satisfying little magnets as they close. Keeps the wallet closed and just keeps this lovely shape. You can see I've kind of broken it in and worn it a lot, but still maintaining its shape, and it's a great little wallet. So if you're looking for something that you can get in time, go with the Bellroy. If you're looking for a leather wallet that's just exudes premium and class, go with the Dillinger. So moving on to writing instruments, and I'm a huge writing nerd. So anybody who's watched this channel before knows I'm a big fan of a very specific type of Japanese paper, and I bring that with me wherever I go. It's pretty much exclusively what I write on in terms of paper. And I love pens. I absolutely love different types of pens. So I take very seriously recommending within the $100 range. The pen that I have carried with me for the majority of this year, and you can see from the state of this pen, is this Kawiko Lilliput. It is a copper pen. It's got a fine nib on it. It's been absolutely wonderful. Every time you take it out of your pocket, you have to unscrew it. You must screw in the top. You must mount it. Otherwise, it's going to be too short to write with. And you can see how well used this is. I've used this all year long, and it's been fantastic. It's a real pleasure to carry a fountain pen as an EDC in your pocket pen. It's very small. I put this into my pocket first on the right hand side, and then whichever pocket knife goes in next to it on my right hand side, and I can still put my hands into my pocket to take my wallet out. So a real minimal small little pen with a luxury premium writing experience. These retail for $78 at the moment on Amazon. I've seen them up to $100. When you buy them, they don't come with this clip. You have to buy the clip separately, which is another $25, $30. So it brings us to the $100 mark if you want this exact makeup that I have here. I would buy the clip because I like to have it clipped to my pocket, but it's just a very small, tiny bullet pen, kind of space pen size pen, but you have the premium experience of writing with a quality fountain pen. If you're not ready to jump in at $100 for a pen like this though, to get the copper premium version, they do have something called the Coeco Sport, which I actually recommend to everyone as their first fountain pen if they want to try fountain pens out. I'm a big fan of the Lamy Safari as well. I recommend that, or this Coeco Sport. I think this Coeco Sport is actually etching forward as being my favorite budget fountain pen as a first fountain pen experience. It's like $25 to $30, but you get the feel of what it's like to carry, to EDC a fountain pen in your pocket. Taking a pen out of your pocket, kind of unscrewing it and putting it on like that, there's something about that when you go to write something wherever you are, even if it's just jot down a quick note. There's something kind of mindful about it, something premium, and I really recommend, if you haven't tried EDCing a fountain pen, give it a go. Do the Coeco Sport. It's $25 investment to see if you like it or not. But besides that, if you're just not a fountain pen user, I've got a couple of pens to talk about. This one was new to me this year. This is the Big Idea design. They call it the Copper Pocket Pro pen. $75 pen. It's similar in size to the Coeco Lilliput fountain pen that I'm talking about. I'm a fan of copper pens. They're just kind of weighty and you can bash them about. But this one here, it's got a nice gel insert in it. It writes beautifully. I like the general feel in the hand. It's just the right length to be able to write with it as a biro. And it's a nice quality pen. I haven't carried it that much. I probably carried it 20 times, something like that. So not as much use, obviously, as the Coeco Lilliput, but a great pen, a Big Idea design or a reputable brand, and it's a really nice writing experience from this. Now, the last pen I'm going to talk about is from Refine, and it's called the EP1. And this is probably my most used pen because it sits on my desk. So these come in two parts. There's the pen, which is the EP1, and they have this stand that it goes with it, which is called the PS1. So it's the PS1 swivel. This one, it's kind of a fidget spinner that sits on your desk. I end up picking it up and doing this on calls all day long. It's so satisfying. But it just sits on your desk like that, and it's because of that, it's got this bolt action write, where I write on these little note cards as I go out throughout the day. So this is my go-to all day, just jot something down pen while I'm at my desk. Okay, let's talk about flashlights. I have a lot to say about flashlights. I actually don't carry a flashlight every single day. I did for periods of time and haven't for periods of time. I'm in a kind of a minimalist phase in terms of my EDC at the moment. I'm going to do a video on my current EDC, the stuff I carry every day. But there are two flashlights that are kind of my go-to flashlights if I am sticking one in my pocket. The first one is from Olight. It's called the Arcfeld. They do various different ones. This is the Arcfeld UV, meaning it's got two different bulbs on it. It's got a regular light, it's got a UV light. They've got different combos these days. They've got instead of a UV, they've got a laser pointer. They've also got a trio where you've got UV, laser pointer, and flashlight. But I just need it just for the flashlight function. I like it because it feels like a really premium product. It feels a little bit like an Apple TV remote. It's got this little turn wheel with a button in the middle. It's nice and flat, so if you are carrying it in your pocket, it sits kind of, it's not a rounded flashlight like a lot of flashlights are. It's kind of more square, but even in the squareness, it's rounded. So feels like a really premium product. It's machined aluminium. The main drawback of this is that it's got its proprietary Olight charging port here. All of them use these little pucks on a lot of these Olights. So it's a bit of a pain because you have to bring a special charger with it. But it has a deep carry pocket clip. It has a reverse deep carry pocket clip so that if you want to stick it on your baseball cap, you can, and wear it as a headlamp. Olight's really thoughtful in terms of the use of their flashlights and also in terms of quality. So I've had this one for a couple of years and I really like it. So really great. This one goes for $90. So a premium flashlight, but you're getting your money's worth with it. The second one is much cheaper though, and it's called the Olight Clip Light. It's a $30 flashlight, and I bring two of these with me wherever I go. So if I'm going out on my bike, for example, or if I'm going hiking or anywhere like that, they're so light. The nice thing about these is they charge. They've got a USB charger on them, so that's OIN. You don't have to use the Olight proprietary light, but it's got different colors. So this one has got a white flashlight and a red, so it switches between white and red if you want. What I do is I wear the white one, wearing forward, and if I'm wearing a backpack or on my neck, I'll wear the red one. So if I'm cycling, if I'm caught out and I don't have any lights, or if I'm going for a hike, or if there's things where I just want to be seen, I like to have two of these. They're so tiny you can just stick them in your bag. The batteries on them last for a long time. A really great little light for $30. Like I said, I'll buy two of them. They've got lots of different colors on their websites. They kind of do specials at different, kind of coming up to Black Friday or end of year. They've got lots of different specials on their website. I'll have a link in the description with a discount code so that you can get it for the cheapest possible price available. I reached out to Olight and they've created that code for me. And so yeah, click down in the description if you want to get that. So next up for me is these notebooks. As I said, I only really like to use this Japanese paper. It's called Tomoe River paper. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. People have corrected me multiple times. I'm Irish. I'm just not meant to be able to say Tomoe properly. That's just the way it is. I really want to make a video on the history of this paper, but I know nobody will watch it except for me and maybe 4 people. So if you'd like me to make a video on the history of this paper, it's really interesting, at least to me. Let me know. But I like the 52 gram per meter squared version. This is the kind of the thinnest paper you can get. Some people call it like Bible paper. It's absolutely fantastic for fountain pen writers because it's so thin, but it doesn't bleed through. It's a dream to write on. I like different sizes. This is the A6 version. It's my least used size. The A7, I always use that version. This is a brand new, I'm just about to start a new version for 2025. So I have a really beat up one. It's upstairs. But yeah, I use these. I just jot down thoughts into it. It's not, I'm not changing the world with the types of thoughts that I have. I'm aware of that. Shopping lists, things I want to remember, YouTube video ideas, books I want to read, they all go into these little notebook, and I keep this in my pocket all the time. So this little notebook, they're not they're expensive for what they are. There'll be a link in the description below to where you can get them, but this is the Tomoe River, my absolutely favorite paper. If you've got a pen nerd in your life, I guarantee you they will be happy to write on Tomoe River note paper. Anybody who likes writing will like one of these, so you're safe to buy them one. Okay, we're in the home stretch, jumping into the last section of the video, and this is some handheld gaming. I've got 2 little recommendations for you for the gamer in your life if they don't have one of these already. The first one is called the Miyoo Mini Plus, and it is for anybody, a kid of the 80s or 90s who grew up playing Game Boy, but maybe you grew up playing Sega Mega Drive or Nintendo 64 or all of those consoles, SNES, Super Nintendo. This is an emulator that has all the games from those already preloaded on it, as well as the Game Boy. So it looks retro, it looks like it, but it's got advantages in terms of it has the buttons from the Game Boy that you originally had, but it also has these L1, L2 buttons on the back so you can play more complex games as well. It's got a really premium color display. So it's much more immersive gaming. You can plug in headphones jack in the bottom, and you can charge it with USB-C. So it really adds up to being a really great little gaming console, and very small. And this last one is a little bit more niche, and this is from Tiny Circuits, and it's called the Thumbie. This is the Game Boy Thumbie. Now this is absolutely tiny. Look at the size of that. You won't believe me when I say, but this works. And I'm going to do some close-up videos for the B-roll here so that you can see it. The trackpad moves up, down, the buttons work on it. I've played Tetris on this. There's different games preloaded on it. It comes on a keychain so that you can keep it on your keyring so that you never have to be bored, and it charges with a micro USB. So this is an absolute delight to play with. It's super fun. It's also super frustrating, but it is, it's kind of a conversation piece. It's less than $30. I think I paid $30, $29 or something for my one. So a little tiny little retro Game Boy, little great gift for someone who loves gaming, a novelty gift or a stocking filler for someone. Anyway, those are the top picks for me for this year in terms of the types of things I'd recommend for less than $100. What are some of the things that you would switch in or switch out here, or you think that I forgot? What are the products that you've used that you love? And what are the things that you've used on this list that you absolutely hate? I know a bunch of people last year said about the James brand, they had a bit of a, they said as soon as you mention James brand, you lose credibility. But this is my list, and I've enjoyed using these products this year, so I'm going to stick them in there. Stick them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Good luck.